So shall we get started? Anything you want to say? Or anybody want to say anything before we get started? No.
Yeah, I want to say something.
Okay.
Is there any particular reason why this whole process seems to be, for me, very tiring?
Oh, that's yeah, we're sitting for a long time, like an hour and a half. So ideally, if you were to do it on your own, you could maybe just spend a half hour doing it. But it is tiring because we're using a lot of mental energy. I'm not, there's no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, does everyone else feel very tired by this? No?
Well, probably not. I'm exceptional.
Well, I don't know. I get tired from it too, I mean, I get really tired from it, but I think, even more tired just from the Zoom. Just you have to take that into consideration, that just for me, being in front of the camera and the computer, that really affects me. So, but anytime we're having to use our brain a lot to concentrate is very tiring. Okay. So what I suggest is that, oh, look, I got food on my chin. It's good I can see myself. Beets, beetroot. I had that for lunch. So, so I would suggest that, and for everyone actually, that it's beneficial to take little breaks, like I am kind of leading lots of meditations where you have to concentrate, but whenever you need to, just step back from it and don't work so hard at it. And the other thing is, I think in the beginning, we all get really tired because we like put in too much effort into it. And we're like trying to see Tara, we're putting effort into looking at our mind and effort into this. And I think one of the biggest little, you get these little sound bites from gurus every once in a while. And years ago in Dharamsala, Kirti Senchen Rinpoche, I don't know if he taught in Europe very much. I don't know if you knew him, but he was one of the great teachers who spent, I don't know, 17 years in solitary retreat, one of those kind of yogis. And he said the main ingredient in tantric meditation is faith and intention. So it's more like if you just believe that it's happening with the intention to benefit sentient beings, or to benefit with the intention to get enlightened, with the intention to become a better person, then you don't have to put so much effort into it. You just sort of like let it be there. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, if that makes any sense, and Lama Yeshe one time said, he said, it's like if you're sitting in your room right now and you close your eyes or leave your eyes open, you can imagine your room, your room, like I have a window over there and I have this wall behind me and there's a closet over there. And I just know it's there. I don't have to like try to visualize the window and the closet and the wall. I just like, I'm sitting in the room and I know it, right? It's the same. We don't have to like try to visualize Tara. We just know she's there. Mm-hmm. And I think that helps also with the energy levels, because there's more of a sense of allowing it to be there rather than us having to make it be there. Mm-hmm. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, but I'm wondering why I did the Vajrayogini retreat with you in June, and I didn't get so tired.
You didn't get so tired?
No.
Well, but then it might be the internet. I don't know. Do you spend a lot of time in front of the internet? Anyway, whoever knows, we don't know why, but there are lots of reasons why we could be tired. And I think the main thing to do is, if we're tired, just rest, because the Vajrayogini practice is much more demanding than this one.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah. So who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate the comment, and because I think these things happen to everyone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So, yeah, I don't know if that helped, but yeah. Anybody else? Quick question or not quick question? Okay, well, okay, maybe we just get started then. Probably gonna get hot. Okay, so the first thing we do, right, is we try to find a comfortable position where there is some straightness in our body, but relaxation at the same time. And of course, our motivation. So we can all do that on our own a little bit. Connecting with ourselves, with our bodies, our sense of being present, and also connecting to everyone else that's on the Zoom with us. And feeling our Father on our right and our Mother on our left and the sentient beings around us. Tara in the space in front of us. And before we start, I'd just like to share this idea that Lama Yeshe emphasized a lot, and that is that, yes, it's true that we're in samsara and that life is difficult and suffering, but at the same time, he encouraged us to find just little happiness and to take care of ourselves and to not be too serious about it all. Because if you ever hang out with Tibetans, they're very light and jolly people, even though they understand the nature of existence. We kind of tend to cling to not everyone, but to sort of the more downside of things and think that, that's part of being a Buddhist. But really what the truth of suffering is just really about the truth of honesty, being really honest about where we are, and it's true, it is not a good time on the planet. But I think one way to start is as we're sitting here with sentient beings around us and Tara in the space in front of us, we can just sit for a moment and recall things, just little things that make us happy and full of joy. Or maybe people we love. And just kind of feel like this body when we're sitting here and breathing and sort of settling our mind, that our body in the same, and we can do this also when we experience the blessings of Tara, that we're like a dry sponge. The word sponge, what you clean up the kitchen with, your sponge. And it's all dried out. And as you put it in water, it begins to absorb the water and slowly become moist and functional. And so we can just sit for a moment and remember these experiences of kind of joy and happiness. And just allow them as we let them be there. Just breathe them into our whole body. And just sort of brighten up our mind. Another way of thinking of it is when we're sitting out and the sun has come out and we're just soaking up the sunshine. Allowing the body to relax. And begin to cultivate a feeling like the body could be made of light. And energy. And that as we soak in the warmth of the sun and the love of what we can experience on the planet and some joyful things, just sort of energizing this body. Not really doing anything, just being aware that as we breathe in, we're breathing in this experience. Maybe you imagine we're in a place that we love. Maybe it's a natural place by the sea or in the mountains. Or in a hillside or a farm field. And maybe this beautiful place is the Pure Land, Tara's Pure Land. Why not? And then focusing on Tara, the Guru. And remembering all the blessings that we receive from taking refuge, from listening to teachings, from the experiences we have during empowerments. And allow the faith and intention, like I said, of the presence of Tara. We can imagine that our imagination is becoming brighter and more vivid as we think that Tara is the embodiment of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Dakinis and Dakinis and protectors and all the beings that help us attain enlightenment. Our teachers, even our friends, the Sangha. We can imagine them around us. As we breathe in, we imagine the blessings in the form of light and nectar, the blessings of refuge, coming into our heart and just eradicating this flow of feelings we have about ourselves, or just kind of a sense of downness and depression, winter's coming, that we may have. Or just a unconscious kind of dread about life. Fears, insecurities. Just imagine that this blessing of Tara is touching that and healing that, and sometimes just by letting it be there is the best way. Not trying to push it away or do anything with how we feel right this moment, but just tuning into maybe, it doesn't matter what kind of shade of emotional experience, but there's usually something there. And just being with it. And whatever that is, that experience of being how we are in the present, there is also this vast, deeper experience of presence. And we turn to Tara with our refuge and ask to please help me to experience the more subtle clarity and awareness that is present with me all the time. That also has as its nature a warmth, kind of loving brightness to it. And imagine that as we breathe in, this blessing of Tara is coming and penetrating our sense of self at this moment with its color of whatever color we have, whatever feelings we have about ourselves. Kind of like, we've all seen when there's a cloudy sky and the sun comes out, and that sun kind of penetrates through those clouds. Sometimes some of us like to call them God rays, And so from Tara coming into us is this penetrating brightness, clarity. That penetrates through our sense of kind of solid me that's feeling these feelings. And we begin to feel our sense of I kind of become softer, and the boundaries between my body and space become more open. And this light penetrates into me, and I become less and less identified with thoughts of me, my, this, the other. And as that exhale touches and goes out in all directions, the inhale, it's sort of like the atoms that make up the self become more spaced out, more space between them, and we feel more spacious and relaxed. And less concern with my present me-ness, sense of me. This is what Lama Yeshe would say, taking refuge, the secret taking refuge in our subtle blissful awareness. So if you want to take a little break from your concentration, you know, every so often, if you want to take a break from concentrating, that's fine. And we can recite the refuge prayer, request. And, you know, in the beginning, you might not feel very much, but if you keep doing this, you keep taking refuge and doing practice, this inner sense of spaciousness and bliss and awareness and all that becomes more and more and more powerful. And it becomes the antidote to mental afflictions. You just have to slow down. So let's read His Holiness's prayer. It's good to alternate, you know, between concentration and reading. That's what sadhanas are for. I mean, that's one of their functions. May all sentient beings everywhere, plagued by suffering of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms, may the deaf hear sounds, and those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored upon finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. And whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. And I would just like to add to this, there are a lot of children in the world who are very anxious about the future. And so when we say, may the frightened cease to be afraid, I think it's important to think of them. And when the powerless find power, again, it's important to think about them and all the people in the world who are seeking environmental and racial justice, or maybe we could say care, and to empower the world to reduce our carbon emissions, and for each of us in our own ways to figure that out. Yeah. And most importantly, may people think of benefiting each other, because if they did that, we could solve all the problems in a minute. There's a couple of people on this planet that could feed everybody if they wanted to. So we have to pray for the rich people as well as the poor people. So Tara is very powerful practice. So we can dedicate that to these kinds of things, as well as our own personal steps towards wholeness and psychological wellness, as well as ultimately enlightenment. Physical wellness as well. So then here's the punchline from His Holiness. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. And if we think about Tara, that was the prayer. I mean, Tara was a sentient being, and she determined to attain enlightenment as a female. And she still remains. I don't know how many eons ago that happened, but Tara remains, and there's more people who attain enlightenment as Tara, and Tara becomes an energy that is here on the planet that we can connect to by taking refuge and generating bodhicitta. So how fortunate is that? We can only rejoice in our good fortune if we just can take the risk of looking beyond only what we can see, because there's a lot more than what we can just see in the world. So understanding that, we can take refuge in the outer Tara, the energy, the beings in the world that I've seen it happen. Tara pujas can change. I mean, I think there has to be the karmic potential, but it can change situations. So for us and all sentient beings and all the beings on this planet, the universe, we're going to engage in the Tara practice. So I and all sentient beings, as vast as space, from now until we reach the essence of supreme enlightenment, go for refuge to the glorious pure Lamas. Go for refuge to the perfectly enlightened victorious ones. Go for refuge to the pure Dharma, and go for refuge to the Arya Sangha. Let's just think about what that means. Going for refuge to the Lamas, the Buddhas, the Dharma, and the Sangha. They go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. So we can go back to our breathing meditation. When we breathe in that powerful protection and realizations of Tara, and allow that to energize our capacity to be a benefit to sentient beings and to take care of ourselves so that we can benefit sentient beings. Just thinking, about the 6 paramitas: generosity, morality, patience, perseverance, concentration, wisdom, taking these as our guiding values. May we attain enlightenment for all sentient beings. And especially in order to benefit all my mother sentient beings quickly and more quickly, I must achieve the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. Therefore, I'm going to undertake the yoga of the Venerable Aryatara. And take a big breath and imagine that this light from Tara's heart comes to our heart and just completely obliterates. We can imagine any darkness around our heart just being dispelled. Anything that obscures us, from the path to enlightenment, just kind of cracking open, And then that shining light of Buddha nature goes out to all sentient beings. And with that, we think, may all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. And the longer version, it says, please, precious Guru, bless me to be able to create the cause for all beings to have happiness. And may all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. Please bless me to be able to engage in the practices that release beings from suffering, to overcome all the obstacles and ignorance in my own mind and body. May all sentient beings never be parted from the happiness that knows no suffering. So first we need to learn how to generate that unending blissful happiness and then share that with others. Please bless me to be able to do this. No longer swayed by the 8 worldly dharmas or attachment and aversion, but having a steady awareness of our Buddha nature that keeps us grounded in bodhicitta and have boundless energy like Lama Zopa Rinpoche has. Requesting blessings for that. And then may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred for those held close and others distant. So I've already started with the visualization of Tara. So I think most of us know what Tara looks like, but we can read it anyway. So, Tara is in the space in front of us on a lotus and a moon, and she's bright green in color and kind of, I always imagine her more like in rainbow colors, you know, made of light. And although she's green, you know, the clothing that she has is all rainbow colors. And there's the blue Paula flowers that are up at her shoulders. And she's looking at us with incredible love and concern and care. And of course, her right hand is in the gesture of granting realizations, and the left hand holds a flower at her heart, and she's granting refuge to us at all times. At all times, Tara is there, available to us when we call out for help, granting refuge and realizations. And her left foot is drawn in. Symbolizing she's completely control over these winds where these gross thoughts occur. And the other one, the right out, she's just right there to help sentient beings. Like Lama Zopa Rinpoche. I mean, Lama Zopa Rinpoche is Tara, isn't he? Constantly benefiting sentient beings. Just by his presence, you know. Amazing energy, you know, just puja all day long, all night long. Doesn't even sleep. You know, just constantly, it's like this nuclear powerhouse blasting enlightenment throughout the universe. And we have the fortune to be connected with him. And he is Tara. You can just ask him. Of course, he's other things as well. And in this situation, you know, gender is not an issue here. It's like, it doesn't matter if he's a man or she's a woman. Buddhas just manifest what's beneficial. You don't have to get hung up on that kind of stuff. That's our personal things. It's nothing to do with Buddhas. So we visualize this Buddha, and it's just like so amazing to see this being, you know, in the space above us. We immediately feel humbled and prostrate with the body, speech, and mind, and just spontaneously want to offer. If you're ever around Lama Zopa Rinpoche, you know, you just spontaneously want to offer. So we imagine these clouds of offerings coming from our heart. All those things that bring us pleasure in the life. And beauty. Rinpoche loves beautiful things. Beauty lifts our spirits. And then we also offer all the things that we wish to transform about our lives. Imagine them as transformed and offer them up as this inner offering. And then we offer the bliss of our nervous system and then its emptiness. Even if we just imagine it, it's good enough. And then again, generating this regret for our unwholesome actions and our unwholesome habits, especially those that come from traumas in our childhood that we have so much trouble controlling because they are unconscious. So making these prayers to bring those into our conscious awareness so we can heal them when we're ready. So that we're better able to manifest kindness. So regretting those things and not letting it make us feel like we're bad people. We just make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. We all have ignorance. And then rejoicing. Oh, how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is. All the good things. There's lots of good things in the world. just because the news is full of the bad things, but individually on the world, there's lots of good things happening. How wonderful, how wonderful, how wonderful. And then thinking about the benefit of our teachers, asking to please, please, please remain and teach us on the end of psychic existence. And may we in all our lives be guided by perfect gurus and have perfect conditions, or at least as best as we can, to continue to meet with the Dharma life after life. And to use our perfect human rebirth as best we can. And asking the Buddhas to continue to teach us in ways that we can benefit from. And then we dedicate these merits and others, every other virtue since beginningless time, to the great enlightenment. We offer the mandala. Oh, the ground is, oops, sorry. Start again. Oh, Sajibuki Jukshin Meito Tram Arira Lengjini Gan Padi San Gejing Du Mite Uargi Drokun Nam Dajing La Choparsho. Please bless my mind and the mind of all sentient beings to be free from all the wrong views. Gain all the realizations, particularly that of Mahamudra, the union of the bliss and emptiness, discovering the true nature of mind, the true nature of reality, and all the stages of the path that are necessary to get to that place of realization. And please bless us all to have all the right conditions we need and to be free from all the outer, inner, and secret obstacles in this life and all future lives. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. And maybe it's the last session we have. I think in your sadhana we all have the 21 praises. So let's just do that once, just for auspiciousness. We'll go through them, and you can do them in Francais, in English, in Tibetan. I don't care how you do them. I'll probably do them in English because that's how I know them. But you do how you like. We'll do just one time the 21 praises. And as we do that, if you have the capacity, you can just imagine, again, the Tara in front of light rays are going out from Tara, creating all what we just requested. They're all going out to all the sentient beings. and also coming into us, and from us also going out to all sentient beings. And if it's helpful, sometimes I think of, one person I know and another person I know and another person I know, and, adding up all the people that need help as we recite the praises, and you end up with this huge crowd of people. And then all the sentient beings around you, because we all know people that need help. Okay. Jetsun ma Mahamudra Chaksalo. Homage, Tara, swift, heroic, eyes like lightning, instantaneous, from oakman's stamens of the Lord of three worlds, tear-born lotus. Homage, she whose face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as 1,000-star collection. Homage, golden blue and lotus, water-born and adorned, giving effort, calm austerities, patience, meditation, earth sphere. Homage, crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage, filling with tutare, whom desire, direction, and space, trampling with their feet the 7 worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage, worshipped by the All-Lord, Chakra, Agni, Brahma, Marut, honored by the host of spirits, Corsairs, Gandharvas, Yakshas. Homage with her tray and pay sounds, destroy Osro's magic diagrams. Her feet left out, right and pressing right and left out, blazing up and raging fire blaze. Homage to a very dreadful destroyer of Mara's champions, she with frowning lotus visage, who was slayer of all enemies. Homage at her harder fingers, adorn her with 3 jewel mudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she showed joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with their home sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon all ornaments most shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage she with feet ablaze like eon-ending fire abiding, right stretched left bent joy surrounds you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter whom the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, with that she endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, frees with whom in knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to her with seed letter, of the shape of syllable, whom 5-foot stamping shakes the 3 worlds, Meru, Mandara, and Vindhya. Homage holding in her hand the hair-marked moon of Deva lake form, with twice spoken Tara and Pe, totally dispelling poison. Homage she whom gods and their kings and the Kanaras to honor, she with joyful splendor dispels armored runs, ragings, and conflicts. Homage she whose 2 eyes bright with radiance of sun or full moon, with twice Hara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, destroys hosts of spirits, yakshas, and course raises supreme Ture. These praises with the Mut mantra and prostrations thus are 21. And then we make the request to Tara, Venerable Arya Tara. Grant your great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions, to clear away every obstacle, that all migrator beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya Tara, great treasure of compassion, grant your blessings to increase all favorable conditions and to clear away every obstacle, that all migrator beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. Venerable Arya Tara, great treasure of compassion, Grant your blessing to increase all favorable conditions, to clear away every obstacle, that all migratory beings may swiftly enter the city of eternal joy. And then to increase our connection with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and for his long life, and to fulfill his wishes, for us to be doing Tara practice. We'll do just a few of His Holiness's mantra. Knowing that this Tara that we're imagining in the space in front, or who is in the space in front, is oneness with the mind of His Holiness and Zopa Rinpoche and all of our gurus. So as we recite this again, we feel the blessings pouring into us and out to all the sentient beings, and out to all sentient beings from Tara also. And if you like, you can imagine, you can see His Holiness in her heart. Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi Oma Guru Vajradhara Bhattarak Manjushri Vajranda Sumati Jana Shishana Dara Sri Vajra Sarvasiddhi And then we request His Holiness to please stay, continuing to teach, and may we be connected with you in all our future lifetimes. And please bless us to realize Mahamudra in all the stages of the path, particularly great loving compassion and kindness. So then from the heart of Tara, white nectars and rays pour into the crown and fill my body and purifying my body with this experience of bliss and emptiness, balancing all the 5 elements and purifying all the mundane.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Nadia is trying to talk to you, but I think you didn't switch to English.
Oh, right, I didn't.
No worries.
That's all right, no worries. I forgot. There. Okay. Yeah. I just, it's very simple. I just said, just requesting us to, for His Holiness to stay and teach us, and for us to always be with His Holiness, like that, something like that. Yeah. Sorry, maybe I'm going too fast. So then we start the purifications coming from Tara, Guru Tara. So from the white Om comes the white rays into our crown, you know, purifying all the, and it's the bliss and emptiness. It's Tara's bliss and emptiness that pours into us, that in the nature of these nectars and rays. The nectars being the bliss and the emptiness being the rays. And we just imagine that, you know, just kind of imagine this coming down from the crown. There's like this inner shower of warmth, purifying all of the obstacles and mistakes we've made that cause us to have obscurations in our body. And balancing the elements. So again, if you like, you can separate it into balancing the earth with yellow rays. Water, white, clear, like water. And fire, red. Air, green. Space, dark blue. And then back to the white light that holds all those colors. Thinking that my body becomes purified in oneness with Tara's holy body. And then from the red awe at the throat, the red nectars and rays and the nature of bliss and emptiness purify the subtle mind and all the speech karmas, whether it's words we say to ourselves or words we say to others. But all those habits of sort of negative thoughts. Not when we're actually identifying something in the world. It's not, you know, it's not that we don't perceive bad things. You know, I mean, some things are out in the world bad, but it's how we might put emotional, you know, negative spin on it, you know. It's more about our own negative thoughts and the negative emotions that cause us to have negative thoughts and negative speech, not actual events in the world, you know. We can't live in denial about that. So that's the speech that we're purifying. It's kind of our habit to make things maybe worse than they are, or to say harmful things, or just wasting our speech, purifying those habits. Meditate on bliss and emptiness. And Tara's holy speech and my speech become oneness, and I receive the blessings of Tara's holy speech. And then the womb and the heart of Aryatara, the blue nectars and rays, purify my body, mind with bliss and emptiness. All wrong concepts are purified, especially that of grasping an inherent existence of self and other. I receive the blessings of the enlightened mind of Aryatara. And I have faith that my mind becomes inseparable with the mind of Tara. And then all three together, Om, Ah, Hum, white, red, and blue. The body-mind continuum is experiencing bliss and emptiness and purifying any that innate grasping an inherent existence that is the cause of samsara. You can just imagine that mind that immediately wants to label and solidify, make concrete, you know, that's really out there, you know. Or the mind that thinks my experience is the only valid one. That hardness there is just being kind of melted away. As I said previously, like the sunlight penetrating the clouds. Just allowing the grasping to let go and disappear. So that we're left with limitless space. And awareness without there necessarily having to be an apprehender and an apprehended, but just awareness. And when a thought or a feeling comes into that sphere of awareness, rather than allowing our mind to immediately go into me experiencing that and everything becoming concrete, when we have this sphere of awareness, this open sphere, when a thought or a feeling or a sound arises, just let it be. Like a cloud in the sky or reflection of the moon in the water. It's there, but it doesn't have to create the sense of I and other. It's just floating in the awareness. And with no grasping at it, we can see that its nature is pure awareness. And that is how it is illusory. If we can experience the vast sky of awareness, then the tendency to experience concrete reality becomes less and less powerful. So we pray to Tara to bless us to experience this and free our minds from making things so concrete with our labels and blames. Remember once Lama Zopa told me once, it's just waves on the water, dear. So with this experience, we feel that my body, speech, and mind has become oneness with the body, speech, and mind of Aryatara. Even the felt sense of the body is grasping, isn't it? And when we let go of that, comes the deity body. So then we request Tara to please come and abide in our heart. Guru Tara, and of course she does. And that just makes that experience even more real, more strong. So we allow Tara to come to the crown of the head and dissolve into our heart. And my heart becomes inseparable from, my heart-mind becomes inseparable with Aryatara's holy mind. For those of us who can, we use this experience to develop divine pride and clear appearance. With a quick, I think we've already dissolved in the Dharmakaya, so then establishing the Sambhogakaya and the Nirmanakaya. And within this sphere of experiencing oneness with Holy Aryatara, there's an overflowing of love for sentient beings and wishing for their well-being and care. And this overflowing of love and compassion is the energy on which this mantra rides out into the world. So feeling that as we cite the mantra, we send out little emanations of Tara to bring comfort, joy, and relief for all the sentient beings throughout infinite space. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare. Om Dare Jure Soha. Om Dare Jure Soha. Om Dare Jure Soha. Om Dare Jure Soha. And then from our heart it goes and touch every sentient being, especially those in our lives who have been kind to us, or those who we may think have been unkind to us. And sending out that gratitude and love for the beings we have karma with in this life. And they represent all the sentient beings throughout infinite space, because according to theory, we have karma with every single sentient being. Every little insect. It's really vast. Every fish in the sea, every bird in the sky, the spirits we can't see. If there are hell realms and hell beings, God realms and God beings, all the beings. And with this gratitude and love, they all have all the conditions they need to experience this bliss and emptiness, this true nature of reality. And they all become Buddhas, and then even more rejoicing goes out in the form of offerings, and make offerings to all of them. And then they bless us by coming back and melting into our bodies. Very blissful light rain of blessings pouring into us, bringing us all the conditions, outer conditions, inner conditions, secret, the nervous system conditions, to realize that mind is vast, the eye is empty, that this empty mind and eye can manifest as Tara in this world to benefit sentient beings. And so that's what we do, and have faith that my mind is Tara's mind, my speech is Tara's speech, that my subtle body is Tara's body. And with this confidence, we make the dedication. Gewadi nyo duda Mahamudra your name Adro wachi kyang malupa Deyi sala go parsho. These merits, these virtuous actions may quickly attain the state of Aryatara and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. Jong chub sem chog Rinpoche ma ke panon ke kyo ching ke war nyam pa me pa yang gone kondu bel var sho. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, I too dedicate all these merits in the best way, that I may follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by the victorious ones thus gone into 3 times, so that I might perform good works. I dedicate whatever virtues I've ever collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of perfect pure Losang Drakpa to shine forever. Gangri Rawe Kowe Shinkam Der Pandan Dewa Malu Jungwe Ne Chen Reze Wang Tenzin Gatsoi Shape Site Bardu Ten Yurchi Tup Shu Shang Jing Jam Gon Galway Tenzin Yang Belway Kun Su Dok Porte Choksum Kuwele Montu Dru Hadag Sadul Jagondu Dabchen. So you who uphold the Sadhura's moral way, who serves as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the 3 jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. So not only Kyabje Zopa Rinpoche, but all of our teachers, and also we make a special dedication for Osel Hita, that his life is free of obstacles, and that he is able to do what he wishes to do, what his destiny is this life. And that he feels the love of so many people. And for his little boy, Norbu. And his mother. And for the flourishing of all the Dharma centers, with all the resources, and for people like Elizabeth and Arnaud to have lots of energy and feel happy about their life dedicated to benefiting sentient beings. We just rejoice in Elizabeth's life. It's amazing. How wonderful. Yeah. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Capacity for merit this life. Incredible. Rejoicing. And for all the people, not just Buddhists, but people everywhere, making the world a better place, you know, through charities and politics and doctors and lawyers, and just may goodness, may there be goodness and virtue in this world. May people think of benefiting each other. So dedicating with rejoicing, and I think we've done enough emptiness meditation, but with emptiness meditation, we can, that's it for the weekend. I hope you got something of benefit from this. I know I did. It's always good for me to lead these meditations. So I appreciate your patience. You know, I know it's not always easy to sit through a class like this. So anyway, thank you for coming. And we can unmute and just say goodbye if you want. People do that on Zoom. And thank you so much. And thanks again to Elizabeth and Arnaud and Nadia.
Merci.
Thank you very much, Paula.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll see you again one day.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Merci. Merci, Paula.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Paula.
Thank you. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, Paula.